it's Isabel, A Curious Tale, and today I'd like to share something very exciting in a video with you. I've done another tarot trade, this time with novamunditarot, who is an amazing tarot creator on YouTube and Instagram. And she also creates her own tarot decks as well as reviews decks, and she's also the queen of pairing decks. She has some amazing deck pairing videos, and she created the hashtag pair this deck, which I've used for some of my deck videos so far. So yes, we did a tarot trade and I sent her my tarot deck, the Purnima Tarot, and she kindly sent me this deck. So I have my scissors this time because it's still in the plastic, because I really wanted to unbox this deck in a video and have a look through it. So this is called the Thoth Nebula. So it's her Novamundi's interpretation of the Thoth Tarot, and yeah, she created this deck for her own use and to send to a group of people, but this actually isn't for sale, so I feel very honoured to receive this deck and to look through it. And I'm really excited as well, inspired by her pairings, to have a think about which decks I could pair this with as well. So yeah, it came to me from Europe, and my deck is still on its way to Nova, so hopefully it's going to arrive very soon so she can take a look at my deck, and I'm really interested to hear what she thinks about it. My tarot deck, the Purnima Tarot, the first edition has sold out. I actually sent her the copy that was meant to be my backup copy, so I only have one copy now, but I am working on the second edition of the deck, so that will be ready hopefully reasonably soon. I'm just trying to tweak a few things to make it, you know, even an improvement on the first edition. So yeah, this is the deck, the Thoth Nebula. I actually do not have the Thoth Tarot deck, which as a big tarot collector is quite surprising. I think it's just one of those decks that's, it's such a big deck, you know, and it's one that you don't take lightly, and I was just waiting for the right time to really get stuck into it, although I do work with a lot of decks that are quite inspired by its system and Aleister Crowley's work as well. So this I'm taking is my sign to really get into it and do some Thoth Tarot study specifically, to really like elevate, you know, my own practice and just introduce something new. So yeah, this is the deck. It's a classic box, and it says on the back, I created this deck for personal use, only for myself, and to gift a few copies to my friends. This deck is not for commercial use or sale. Novamundi 2025. Oh, and also I will link in the description though her Make Playing Cards account, because Novamundi has some amazing Rider-Waite-Smith tarot decks and some others as well, and I believe she's also working on some new creations at the moment. So yeah, I'm very excited. I just got to I'm not very good at opening these boxes. It's always a bit of a tight fit, and I tend to make my own tarot cases because of this. Let's see if I have to cut to, you know, when I've got this open. Okay, we're in. Let's see. I'm already thinking, what colour am I going to edge this deck? Ooh, so the back is this beautiful sort of icy and deep blue colorway of the back of the deck. This is already bringing to mind sort of Byzantine architecture, stained glass windows, the subconscious, a lot of things like very evocative. So what I'm going to do is have a little quick flick through, and then we'll look at the deck in a little bit more detail and pair it. So my initial reaction, I'm very excited. The colours are stunning. It's so interesting because although I don't have the Thoth Tarot, I'm quite, I've seen its imagery a lot. I've looked into it, and just one of my friends works with the deck a lot, so I've looked at her copy, and just to see these quite iconic images in a completely new colour scheme, my first thought is you're going into a dream world, sort of under the ocean or on a different planet, because there are some beautiful vibrant reds as well, and I think the colour combination of red and blue, which I've sort of got on a little bit today, is really evocative to me of the goddess Kali, because this is, especially with the black as well, this is very much her colour scheme. So I'm immediately thinking, goddess Kali, goddess Hecate as well, with the blues and the purples. Now obviously, goddesses are far beyond their colour schemes, but it's just the idea that seeing certain aesthetics can bring to mind so many different meaningful things, and it's sort of as the starting off point. Yeah, it's absolutely stunning is my first impression. What a deck, and it's like a classic size and lovely, like classic gloss cardstock, and as I've said before, it's my favourite decks tend to be those with very saturated imagery, saturated colours and strong imagery, and a black border, and this has just that, so I'm immediately thinking it's going to go very well with some of my favourites. So yeah, let's have a little look, because otherwise I'll just keep talking about how excited I am for 10 more minutes. So yeah, let's dive into the deck. So here's the deck. I also just wanted to share that she sent me this absolutely stunning Persian box as well, which was very kind of her, and I will definitely treasure it. And I'm currently thinking which crystal to put inside. So here's the deck, and here are some others that just immediately spoke to me for pairings. So I'll try and do a reasonably quick flip through, and then and then we'll do a few pairings to see how it looks. So 0, the Fool. So the card titles, I believe, are in Russian, which I do not speak. But if you're familiar with the tarot, number 5, Hierophant, and I love seeing different language renditions of the card names as well. So just look at these colours, that's immediately what's standing out. And as I've said before, when you have decks like this that have some very striking colours, it really makes you focus on new elements of the card. Like here, for card number 11, which is Strength, we, the figure riding the beast is actually quite low contrast, and at the back of the card this element of red here really stands out. And then I feel like in the usual rendition of the card, you might not notice that part of it, but here this is actually the part of the card that is most standing out to me. So I feel like that just really epitomizes how changing the colour scheme can just bring whole new insights. Again, the Ankh in the Hanged Man number 12 we have here is really standing out, which again just really brings to the forefront perhaps a new element, a new take on the card. So I think this is immediately standing out that it's going to be really great for tapping into the subconscious, tapping into the idea of dreams and unveiling what is usually hidden, and focusing on different things. Maybe if you ask a question to the tarot, this is going to give you the answer that's showing you something you hadn't thought of. It's going to say what is hidden that needs to be brought to light, what haven't you noticed. That's what I'm thinking with this deck immediately. And oh, this is amazing. I love this. This is also going to be not only an introduction to the Thoth Tarot for me, but also to another language, so that's exciting. Also, I apologise if I'm wrong. It looks like Cyrillic, and therefore I just assumed it was Russian, but I apologise if I'm wrong about that. I'll have to look into that. These blue and purple colours with the punctuations of red are just wonderful. Yeah, I couldn't be more excited to work with this deck. It's different to what I have, and yet it looks like it will be very complementary to what I have in my collection as well. Oh, these swords look, I feel like the sort of piercing nature of the suit of swords is really amplified by these sort of silvery, ghostly colours they have here as well. I enjoy working with these sort of glossy decks as well. I think it looks really beautiful when you've got these bright colours, just to see them in gloss, in my opinion, and just how they're very smooth to work with as well. I mean, I enjoy all card finishes. I feel like everything sort of has its place, and I like having different textures together, but I think there's something classic about gloss to me. Oh, I love this one. Is really making me think of the goddess Hecate, and just her horns are really accentuated. See, I got so excited I put it the wrong way up. This is also sort of bringing to mind those geometric sort of visualizers that you get for a lot of trance music. It's not really my area of expertise, but I have actually been to a trance party in my life once in Nouakchott in Navarre. It was quite the experience, and that's really bringing that to mind for me as well. Well, that was the deck. So stunning. I absolutely love it. So I want to pair it with a few and see. So for pairings first, unsurprisingly, I'm going to be pairing the Thoth Nebula with my tarot deck, the Purnima Tarot. Again, thank you so much to everyone who purchased a copy. I'm so grateful, and I'm very happy. Even though my first edition was small, I'm very happy it sold out, and yeah, I'll be working. I'm working now on the second edition. So again, I was not only because, you know, this is our tarot trade, and these are both of our decks, but I really wanted to pair them together because they have that saturated colours with the dark border, that sort of mixture of bright imagery and dark imagery, and I just love this idea that you can use bright colours to create a sort of dark, I don't mean dark in terms of colour, but dark in terms of imagery, in terms of feel. You can create that atmosphere. You know, you think you need very dark colours to have trying to think of the right word, because spooky isn't the right word, sort of haunting feel perhaps, but I think the same can certainly be achieved with bright colours. Oh, I love these. Oh, and this again, I remembered, the strength card is, I believe, called Lust in the Thoth Tarot, and I just love, there's the bluish hue here, the Nine of Vajra, the suit of swords in my deck. This is a sculpture by a friend of mine, Angela, and the sculpture itself is all about sort of befriending the demon in your subconscious, sort of making friends with your demon and what haunts you. So I think that's very fitting with the overall feel of this deck as well. Okay, I'm just going to end here because again, otherwise I'll go on forever, but I love not only the colour, because we've got that hint of blue in the incense packet in the background here, mixed with the blue here of the death card, that scythe just sort of mirroring the lamp of the flame, and I'm already just thinking there's so many places you can go with this pairing. It's you know, sometimes things start off with, you think of aesthetics, and then it just takes you on a whole journey you might not have expected, and then just brings a real new insight, and that's my initial feeling. I think that's what this pairing is going to do. So next I wanted to show the deck. Oh, also I apologise, there's probably some glare from the light, but it's such a dreary day today that if I don't have the overhead light on, it's just going to be far too dark to see anything, unfortunately, so I apologise if it's too shiny. So firstly, Deviant Moon Tarot, and I'm just thinking what will be my third one, because I've got a lot. I'm going to go for my absolute classic, my handmade bag. Yeah, this is the Marielle Tarot. I love both editions, but the first edition is just is very special to me. So just want to have a little look. Again, it's so easy to just get so inspired and so excited going through these pairings that, you know, go on forever. But this already, I mean, putting 3 tarot decks together, especially 3, you know, the Thoth and the Marielle Tarot are very widely known for just how meaningful the guidebooks are, how insightful they are, and again, they're real powerhouse decks. And I believe that Deviant Moon is really up there in terms of how rich its imagery is. So I think, you know, it's quite intense to pair all 3 together. For a reading, I think if I were to do that, I'd probably just take 1 card from each, because I wouldn't want to dilute the message. But wow, the purples, and then her eyes sort of reflected in the eyes of the owls. See, I think I'll stop there just because that to me really stands out. I think that's stunning. I'm actually excited to, I'd love to hear what Nova thinks of my pairings, because as I've said, she's she's very good at pairing decks. She has a very good eye for not only aesthetics, but decks that when paired together will give you really great insights. So I'd be interested to hear if she's tried these pairings, and what she thinks of them. So next I'm going to go with, I've had this deck for so long, I can't exactly even remember the name because I got it when I first, well, around when I was getting into sort of more collecting tarot decks. But I think, is it called the Mountain Dream Tarot or some, I believe. And I want to also use the Witch's Tarot because I think these two photo decks will be quite interesting to use together. And then we can also see this pairing and this pairing simultaneously. So let's get into it. Yep, immediately. I like that. I think I might do either these two or these two if I were to do a reading, perhaps. But yeah, I think they both look. Oh, this devil with this. Oh yeah, that's really cool. Because I think both of these photo decks have, again, that dreamlike quality to me. Almost how in our own dreams the colours are different, things aren't quite so in focus. So yeah, this really feels like delving into the subconscious. I mean, that to me is a successful pairing, unsurprisingly, because it was what it came from my mind. Unsurprising that I like my own idea. But I personally think that this, again, I think I'd probably do these two or these two, but just to see them next to each other, it shows, you know, this is giving a much more vintage, nostalgic feel, whereas this pairing, The Witch's Tarot by Burning Paper Hearts, is slightly more contemporary, but I feel like it's still, to me, it's still sort of nostalgic for the sort of later 2010s. It really feels like it captured a moment in time of sort of what was kind of seen as alternative beauty at that time, which I still think is very beautiful and very relevant, but I think even now this deck to me almost has a sense of nostalgia. So yeah, I think these pairings, again, the red here, the red of her dress, these two cards particularly just really look striking. Again here, that sort of greenish colour reflected in the light, so I'll probably stop here so I don't again go on forever, as I definitely could. So this is just a quick one, the Weaver's Oracle with the deck. Again, the really dark, the high contrast between the dark and light stood out to me, and also that real sense of going on a dream journey, tapping into the subconscious, real meaningful messages. Yeah, this I think is absolutely beautiful. Maybe I'll stop here because those colours really stand out to me. And yeah, I think this is a beautiful pairing, very profound. And again, maybe something that I usually only take one card from this deck anyway. Maybe one Weaver and several cards from the Thoth Nebula springs to mind. So that is a pairing I just wanted to quickly try, and I think it is stunning. And then I want to go, this was one of the first decks actually that I thought of pairing, the Oracle of the Hecatean Path, which is an oracle deck I really love, and one that I've worked with quite extensively. I made my own book based on the guidebook, and the creators of the deck. I believe is it Chris Butler, yes, and Ken Payne have made a really great YouTube video series delving into not only how they made the deck but the meanings of each card in great detail. So I really recommend that. So I wanted to see these two together, and it is just as beautiful as I thought. I think they have a similar voice, which is a little sharp, a little cutting, very to the point, but in no way malicious, just quite neutral. Yeah, absolutely stunning. I love the colours together. I love the dreamlike quality, which I keep saying. Yeah, this is, to me, I think a pairing, perhaps this is the pairing that I'm going to start with, all the greens. Yeah, I think this is probably the pairing that I'll start with because it's what first came to mind, and the Oracle of the Hecate Path is a very special deck to me, so I'd love to work with them together. And as I said, this sort of does bring to mind the goddess Hecate as well, so I think it'll be a successful pairing for some work. And I'll stop here because we've got this eye here, and the this to me is very much making me think of an eye as well. So I think that is a wonderful pairing, and yeah, it's one I'm very very excited to really get stuck into. And then I'm having to hope that I'm keeping these decks relatively centered. Another one, so this is the dark hues, the imagery, it has a sort of gothic quality to it for me, which made me think of the Tarot of the Vampires. Again, another tarot deck that's has a really rich guidebook and system behind it, and I believe that the guidebook does reference indeed the Thoth Tarot as well. And so, ooh, these colours together. Yep, this again, not to congratulate myself overly, but I do think this pairing, I mean to say that it really just shows the Thoth Nebula how versatile that deck is what I'm trying to say, more than touting my own pairing skills. I think it just shows that the deck itself wants to work with others in terms of how wonderful these pairings look. Yep, I think this is lovely. I feel like I should have done this perhaps with the Oracle of the Hecate Path as well. I think those three could really go together. Like, let's just grab a card. Hope this is in frame, but yeah, or I could put it in the middle. But yeah, I think these three could work together very well, actually. This one by Ian Daniels, I believe, is could be out of print, I've heard, but I also believe it sort of comes in and out of print. I got that deck over 10 years ago at this point. So yeah, it's another one that's close to my heart. Okay, I wanted to do a wild card, the Victoria Francis Oracle. Just again, I should have done this together with the Oracle of the Vampires, but in my excitement I'm sort of getting ahead of myself. But yeah, I thought this is it's similar. It's got that very classic gothic imagery, and I think it will go. I say wild card, but yeah, I think these work pretty well together. I love this deck for its sort of sense of melancholic whimsy, and it's nostalgic, you know, sort of early 2000s classic gothic illustrations, but ones that I think, you know, you really can use as a jumping off point for some quite deep insights. And again, I'll leave it here. I think this is great. I really like these decks together, and I think it's fun to pair a deck that might seem slightly more whimsical with one that is very deep and meaningful, and play around with that. I think that's a fun combination. And finally, I'm going to use a deck that Nova Mundi herself has used in some of her videos. I think I might have actually purchased it because of one of her videos a while ago that was sort of showing decks for the winter season. This one, the Illuminated Night Goddess Tarot, I didn't mention, I edged in purple with this lovely star background, which really gives that sort of wintry feel to it. And yeah, I think this deck just really brings sort of contemplative femininity. Ooh. Yep, I think this looks beautiful together as well. Again, I should leave it here just because of the beautiful orange colours that reflect. I think, again, I love this pairing, and I think that just really shows the versatility of this deck. So yes, thank you for seeing my pairings. Let me know which pairing you thought was the best, if one stands out to you, and what you think. Again, thank you so much to Nova for sending me this beautiful deck, which I will be studying in great detail. Thank you for watching my walkthrough and exploration of the Thoth Nebula Tarot by Nova, and yeah, let me know what you think. I'd also just like to mention my wonderful dress, which I found in a charity shop in my local area. I was very excited about that, and I might share a little bit more about my vintage collection or my vintage jewellery collection, because I really love style and yeah, textiles, everything like that. So let me know if that's something you'd like to hear about. I'm actually now going to pop to the Scottish Tattoo Convention, so that will be an exciting day. Thanks for hanging out with me this morning, and hope to see you in another video. Please do like and subscribe. I haven't asked that before, and I should probably ask that because it would be fun to grow my channel and see what happens. But yeah, thanks again. Have a wonderful day wherever you are, and yeah, see you soon. Bye.